Welcome on board. This is Malindi town. It's located 120 kilometers northeast of Mombasa town. The Malindi town was founded around 850 AD, and it was somewhat more of a northern location than the modern town, and it appeared to have been destroyed around 1000 AD but recovered around 1200. Malindi was officially made a town in 1903, and the first hotel was opened in 1930s. Once rivaled by Mombasa for dominance in this part of East Africa, Malindi has traditionally been a port city. It is found on Malindi Bay at the mouth of Sabaki River, with a population of about 119,859 as per 2019 census. It is the largest urban center in Kilifi County. The Giriyama are the dominant tribe in Malindi. Informal settlements here, are Kibokoni, Kwandomo, Mayeye, Maweni, Kisumundogo, and others. Malindi is served with a domestic airport and a highway between Mombasa and Lamu, with Broglio Space Center. Watamu and Malindi Marine National Parks form a continuous protected coastal area south of Malindi. The town is famous with endless beautiful white sandy beaches and warm blue tropical waters. Other attractions include Vasco da Gama Pillar, Malindi Museum, Portuguese Chapel, Malindi Marine Park and Reserve, Malindi Sand Dunes, Health Kitchen, and many more. Remember, Kilifi County was formed in 2010 as a result of merger of Kilifi District and Malindi District, where Malindi is the largest town and Kilifi is the county capital.
Jambo. Nzuri sana. Nafika pale alafu narudi. Sawa, shukrani.
town has existed as a Swahili town since 13th century, and the most population of Malindi converted to Islam between 13th century to 14th century. Malindi Kingdom appeared to have been formed around 9th century AD and to have grown powerful in 2 centuries before Vasco da Gama ushered in the Portuguese colonization of the region, which later led to decline of civilization. In the year 1414, the town was visited by the fleet of Chinese explorer Zheng He. Malindi ruler sent a personal envoy with a giraffe as a present to China on that fleet. The Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama met Malindi authorities in the year 1498 to sign a trade agreement and hire a guide for the voyage to India, when he erected a padrao known today as Vasco da Gama Pillar. He was given a warm reception from Sultan of Malindi, which contrasted with the hostile reception he encountered in Mombasa. In 1498, Malindi was a prosperous town. The majority of the population was Muslim by this period. Malindi was a regional power but lagged behind two great states, which was Mombasa and Kilwa in Tanzania. Portuguese established a trading post in 1499, which served as a rest stop on the way to and from India. The Wazir of Malindi eagerly welcomed the Portuguese. In return, they sought to use the Portuguese military might to establish themselves over their rivals in Mombasa. Malindi supported Portugal's successful effort to conquer Kilwa and Mombasa in 1505. The decline of Kilwa and Mombasa led to Malindi flourishing, where the Portuguese had established a factory which lasted from 1505 to 1593. Malindi remained the center of Portuguese activity in East Africa until 1593, when the Portuguese moved their main base to Mombasa. In his military struggle against Mombasa, the Sheikh of Malindi allied with the Portuguese and Segeju to take over Mombasa. In 1592, the Segeju occupied Mombasa, eventually surrendering it to the Sheikh of Malindi. The Sheikh then moved his court from Malindi to Mombasa and ruled from 1593 to 1630. During this time, he invited his allies, the Portuguese, to build a garrison, and they dominated the city. After the Portuguese departed Malindi, the town gradually declined until it almost disappeared by the end of 17th century. In 1823, there was no sign of progress in the once splendid city. In 1845, it was uninhabited and overgrown by vegetation. Many buildings of Swahili architecture survived, including Juma Mosque. The town was refounded in 1861 by Sultan Majid of Zanzibar, and until the end of 19th century, it served as a center of slave trade. In 1890, it became under British administration, and slave trade and slavery was abolished, which led to significant decline in agricultural produce. There were few industries in Malindi at the beginning of 20th century. Among them were making mats, bags, crushing sesame seed for oil, and production of Swahili drink called tembo. Malindi was officially made a town in 1903. It experienced a trade boom between the end of World War I and 1925, when famine occurred. Export to foreign ports grew to $26,000 by 1924. Europeans started to return to Malindi in the 1930s, buying land from the Arabs. They opened the first hotels, which became the foundation of the future tourist industry. During World War II, Malindi was one of only 2 towns in East Africa bombed by Italians. This happened on 24th October 1940. And after this event, Allied troops were stationed in the town until the end of the World War. Until the end of the war. Remember, a part of Malindi was damaged by this bombing. After World War II, Malindi began developing into resorts. More safaris to come. Thank you for watching.